Good afternoon, my dear parents. Lydia Neighbours is my name, and today I come again to continue having a moment with my dear parents out there, but also the guardians and teachers. So I welcome you on our program. So today we want to talk about a neighbor. Who is a neighbor? We come to realize that in the Bible, there are two great commandments that Jesus gave us. And specifically today, I want to pay attention to one that says, love your neighbor as yourself. Most of us could assume that a neighbor is anyone out of your home, the next door, in another gate, or someone you meet on the way. True, they are also neighbors. But I would want us to look at our families and specifically our children. Did you know our children are the closest and dearest neighbors? Do you know being a neighbor does not mean the location, but actually it means the action. The action of showing mercy or love or help to those who are in need of it. So if we look at our children, to me, they are the closest, dearest neighbors we need to attend to first before we extend it to the neighbor outside or to the neighbor across the road or even the neighbor along the way. Why? Because children are actually people. They have feelings, they reason, they have brains, they have minds, they have everything that makes big people. The only difference is that they are new. They have stayed short in the world. We have stayed longer in the world. So they have small experience or they have little experience on how to deal with the world. And as for us, we have longer stayed in the world, and so we have more experience on how to deal around with the world. And so I think for that reason, it means they need a lot of help. They need a lot of mercy. They need a lot of love. In this whole commandment of loving your neighbor as yourself, whatever makes you feel uncomfortable, they also feel it. If you want to be heard, if you want someone to listen to you, they also need someone to listen to them. If barking at you makes you uncomfortable, they also do feel the same. The only difference, they may not express it, they may not speak it out because they know this is an elder. I cannot answer back or speak out my feelings. And if we looked at it that way, I think a lot would have changed in parenting. There is a need for a shift in parenting. Did you know that we as parents or guardians can create a tone in our homes? How you continuously speak to your children, how you continuously act to your children speaks a lot to them. Remember, in loving your neighbor as yourself, it has to begin with you looking at yourself, the things you love, the things you want to be done to you, then offer them to the one next to you. And so we need to teach our children what being a neighbor means. And once they have learned that, then they will also do the same. They will carry that grace on to know that what they do to me, I have to do it to others. That's why you see when a little child you back, that little child at that moment, they will be quiet. But when they are acting or playing outside, you're going to hear them shouting, I am the mother. When I tell you something, you have to do it. So they keep on just depicting whatever we do. It's what they practice. So today, why don't we meditate upon that commandment? Let's think about it. If my child is my closest and dearest neighbor, who needs my help, who needs my guidance, who needs to learn from me, how close am I? How do I bring that? How do I teach it to him or her? How often do I advise them or guide them? Because once we start that, it is where the learning begins. They learn all the beautiful things of knowing kindness should not be shown to people outside, but it begins from home, and they will carry it on and on. That's when they even start saying at night, let's also pray for our friend in the class who is sick in the hospital. That's when they will learn that sharing is not only for people within the home or out. I always prefer sharing something. I have known that some of us find more joy when we're out of our homes. Probably because we have not loved our neighbors properly at home. If we love our children, if we love our partners, that love becomes so great that it expands and goes out to the world. And as once someone said, where there is a will, there is a way. First is to look into our hearts and ask ourselves, am I really loving? And if it is short-temperedness, if it is that what we feel that parents have to be the dictators, I think we can improve on that. Because I think most of us, we have grown thinking parents have to just speak order. There should be no joking. There should be no conversation. There is this relationship that most of us have imagined. But to me, I keep on connecting it to Jesus, to God. How God loves us. How He is with our relationship. How Jesus used to talk to God the Father. I think it was a relationship of intimacy, of really trust, of really love with God the Father. If we looked at it that way, I think it would change all our parenting. Let us love our children. Let us make them our first neighbors. And most of it, or the most closest neighbors. They need a lot of help from us. They need a lot of mercy from us. And they need a lot of love from us. That was what I wanted to share with you today. We can catch up again tomorrow, and we shall continue to share and find out how we can do self-parenting to ourselves to improve on our parenting. Otherwise, bye-bye.